what I try to say that we have now a new generation. We have a new resurgence of the anarchism. The people understand now that anarchism is not disorganization. We have an ideal, we have a process, but the capitalism tried to create an ambient that without the capitalism, without the money, without the organization that we have, the world cannot survive. The American worker is much worse right now than he was 20, 30 years ago. I don't know what will be the future. Anyhow, what ended in Spain, we didn't have any help. The border from France were closed. Hitler sent 50,000 soldiers, 1,000 airplanes. Mussolini sent thousands of soldiers. Meanwhile, it was a trick that they outsmarted the democracy when the fascists suggested to create a no intervention. No intervention, it means close the border in Spain, remove all the international, because we were not too many. We were, like I said, 30, 40,000, but we were a group of shuffle that the people could count on us. If there was a weak front, they were sending the international troops and we were fighting. They put as a condition to remove all the international brigades, and they promised to remove all the German and the Italian. You heard of Guernica. Guernica is a town in Spain where the German pilot, who didn't have experience, they came training, destroying one Sunday all the town just to train, to see the guns and how they could destroy completely. And they committed massacre, taking people to the cemetery, shooting people. Anyhow, once again, the democracy and even the Spanish government, they accepted and asked us to leave Spain. It was in 1938. And the Pasionaria made a beautiful speech when she said that you are hero, your history, but that didn't help very much. Anyhow, now I hope that the young people, we are giving to the young people the torch or the freedom, because it's too heavy for us to carry, and you have the responsibility to keep the fight. Now I would like to introduce my comrade, Mo Fishman. Mo Fishman belongs to what Pasionaria said. He is hero, he is a history, he is legend. He has been fighting with the Abraham Lincoln Brigade. He's secretary now, and he never pushed 1 millimeter of his ideal, and he keeps on our side, on the side of the proletariat and on the side of the democratic ideals. Mo.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? I'm standing because I like to see who I'm talking to, and it's tough seeing you from the seat. You know, we, in America, the veterans of the Abraham Lincoln Brigade have been accused year after year by one reactionary committee or another, or the government even, of being tools of the Communist Party. And I put it to you that my comrade George over here is a living example that we're not tools of the Communist Party. Because if the Communist Party were running the Veterans of Lincoln Brigade, I don't know if we'd have taken him into the organization. He's given you the picture as he saw it and from where he came. Let me give you the picture that I have, coming from the United States, having been secretary since 1950, having accumulated a bit more knowledge than I accumulated when I was in Spain. Let me give you this picture of what the war was about and why we fought it and what we did there and why we came home, etc., etc. In February of 1936, a Popular Front government was elected in Spain. It was not a socialist, it had no socialist program, it had no concept of overthrowing capitalism. It was simply an election, the first election took place in 1932 after the King of Spain abdicated. You'll excuse me giving you some history, but you have to have some background to understand what happened in Spain. And scholars, though I'm sure all of you are, I don't know if you've delved into history of Spain to this degree. And the elections that took place in 32 and 34 were mainly won by the right, including the Fascist Party, including those who were for the king. How do you call them again? The Carlists, yes. And that election totally surprised the right in that the left-center coalition, which consisted of the Socialist Party, the Communist Party, the Trotskyist Party, the Anarchists did not vote in that election. It consisted of trade unionists, and it consisted of the people of Spain. And as George pointed out, some 80% of whom were illiterate, did not read or write. And in that election, when the Popular Front won, and by the way, the Popular Front concept was originated by the communists, and they succeeded in winning elections in two big states, France and Spain. I would say much to our surprise. I was a communist at the time. I had joined the Young Communist League. I went to Spain when I was 21. This is the 70th anniversary. How old am I? So I go back a bit, but what I'm trying to do is give a picture of the political atmosphere at the time and what was happening. If the elections take place in February, and in July 18, 1936, a junta organizes to overthrow the legally elected government. The junta consisted of the fascists, the party of the fascists. It consisted of the army, the whole leadership of the army. It consisted of the hierarchy of the Catholic Church. And it consisted of the businesses, the big businesses of Spain. The big, outstanding big man there, equivalent to, what's his name? Yeah, his name was Juan March. And they wouldn't stand for the revolutionary things that the Republic was introducing. Number one, it was gently releasing the iron hand of the Catholic Church on the whole educational system by creating public schools. It was beginning to tackle the problems of literacy. It gave the right to workers to organize in trade unions. And it gave women the right not to be slaves. They introduced legislation which made it possible for them to inherit, to vote, etc., etc. And this was too revolutionary a concept for them, and so they revolted.